McLarens are known for being rough and powerful street legal race cars, but sometimes even they exceed all expectations. And the coolest case they did this was by building the 720S and 765LT. They are just the most gorgeous beasts in the supercar world. So let's start with talking about the 720S. They introduced the coupe in 2017 and the Spider in 2018, and they had 720 horsepower out of 4-liter twin-turbo V8s. They just sound freaking amazing. They also have 0 to 100 times of just 2.9 seconds, as well as a top speed of 341 km an hour. So they have quite a bit of power. And they sent all of it to the rear wheels only, using a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. And as if all of that power and rear wheel drive weren't enough already, they also only weigh 1280 kilos, and the Spider just like 50 more. So they are pretty playful cars, and they can be pretty hard to drive. But to make these cars even more crazy, they came up with the 765LT in 2020 and added the Spider in 2021. They now got 765 horsepower from the same 4-liter twin-turbo V8, and they kept the rear-wheel drive as well as the 7-speed dual clutch. They are even lighter too, with just 1230 kilos for the coupes and just 50 more again for the Spiders. They were able to get 2.8 seconds, 0 to 100 times, and 330 km an hour top speed. Yes, it's a little less, but it makes more sense for track use. And the coupe and Spider were also limited to 765 models each, so they are pretty rare actually. There also is the 750S that just came out this year, so in 2023, and I feel like something is weird about it. It has the same 4-liter twin-turbo V8 again, but with 750 horsepower this time, and they use the same 7-speed dual-clutch transmission again and put the power to the rear wheels, and it is able to get the same 2.8 second 0 to 100 time as the 765LT and the 332 km an hour top speed. It is still an awesome car, don't get me wrong here, but it looks quite a bit less aggressive than its older brothers. I mean, the 720S looks stunning since it was launched. All the lines flowing into the rear, the dark splitter coupled with the hidden headlights, then those slim taillights with that giant wing on the back, and those two separate exhaust pipes. So it looked just incredibly modern. That core look was then enhanced by the 765LT, mainly with extra aero, so like a giant front splitter that sits pretty low on the ground, more air vents everywhere and those giant side skirts, and on the rear, the giant diffuser, bigger wing, and those quad exhaust pipes in the middle. So it just looks like a perfectly matching track version of the 720. But then the 750S is a bit different. It is still very similar to the 720S of course, but especially with the splitter and body color, it just looks way too big and heavy, so it's kind of unnecessary. And also on the rear end, that dual center exhaust looks pretty small. It's copied from the 765 of course, but it has a worse effect with less pipes. And the whole car just feels more simple, so it lost a bit of its powerful look. But regardless, inside of the car, the interiors look very similar and pretty damn nice. It just supports the spaceship look of the exterior. They also are pretty comfortable and driver focused, and you have mostly necessities in there. And with the 765LT, you can even order it with a roll cage, 6-point racing harnesses, without AC or speakers, and so much carbon. I mean, they generally have a lot of things made out of carbon, like the main part of the chassis, and they also use a bunch of lightweight metal too. The 765 even has polycarbonate windows instead of glass to save more weight. They also have other cool tech stuff, like drift mode, variable suspension, active aero, like the air brake ring. And because they are also mid-engine, they handle great. And because they have very short exhaust pipe, you get some very nice sounds. They also worked with quite a bit of lighting tech that they needed for those super slim head and rear lights. But because they are McLarens, all that fun and power come at the price of reliability. It's not like terrible or anything, but you are probably gonna have little problems that can be pretty annoying. And they can catch on fire. But what if you want more power? Well, you can get a lot out of this engine. You can just put an exhaust on there and get some flame tunes going on. You can go for ECU tunes and make more power, add bigger turbos and reinforce everything, or go nuts like DDE with the 720 GT build. Everything custom made and tuned by Gintani, and then it was crashed. RIP. So you can really heavily modify these cars and have even more fun with them. And like I say in a lot of my videos, I really want one. I love their styling, their performance is awesome, and just the experience of a high-power McLaren is crazy. So let me know in the comments what you think about these cars. And on that note, I hope you liked the video and enjoy the rest of your day, and maybe I'll see you in this video right here. So until next time.